I've been asked by Team Jack to come and tell you all about Jack Steyn. Everyone I spoke to had nothing but praise for the medical teams and the NHS and the sick kids, but they still felt there was an emotional side that needed supported. And this is where Jack Steyn gave them the extra support they needed, giving a real sense of community and support through music, art and play therapies for the kids, and counselling if it was required. Drop-in sessions and time out for parents, pamper days for the mums, and all of this created a support network and a bond between all the families. The Den also supplies kids going through treatment with activity packs to pass the time, with a few very carefully selected items to make their day just a little bit more bearable. Mark explains how Jack Steyn helped him and his whole family when his son Jake was diagnosed with cancer and sadly passed away just at the same time that baby James arrived.
When we went in with Jake, some of the kids were there, so they seen what he was going through. If you know, it wasn't very nice for him. It's not nice for anybody, to be honest. But it's not just the kids. Christine as well, my partner. She got her pamper days and stuff and that to help get her away from it. You know, because it's stressful. I was off work for a year. Paige liked coming here for the music therapy every Friday. Yeah. She had that for about 8 weeks or so.
Right, and did that really help?
It helped Paige, because Paige was quite struggling with it.
Odd's daughter, Kira, known as Kira the Machine, has had not one but 2 cancer journeys, and she's had a great amount of support from other parents at Jack Steyn.
Amazingly strong bond that you can't describe. You know, that we all instinctively and naturally know what all of us are thinking, if you know what I mean. And that's the one lovely thing about these journeys. We've had 2 journeys so far, as I've said, is the fact that we've met amazing people.
We met when I was photographing photos for Kira's party, and we just instantly clicked. Yeah.
What do you like about Kira?
Her personality, the fact I can just have a laugh with her and be myself around her. Like, a lot of my friends wouldn't be as nice as she is. Like, when I act like myself.
What's your favourite thing about Iona?
I like how we can just make a fool out of each other and just have fun and not give a damn what anyone else thinks or cares. So I had a pamper party here in September, and it was a couple of my friends, and some of them I hadn't seen in a while, and I just really wanted to see them, and so we had hairdressers and people to do our nails and makeup come in, and then Iona was taking the photos, and then we made our friendship from that.
It was great excitement because I was pretending that they were getting picked up in a minibus. I had to organise it that everybody would rendezvous in the street next to ours, and they had no idea that this Hummer was coming to pick them up. So it was great excitement. She was in isolation for a lot of weeks, and she'd been away from all her friends, and not a lot of socialisation had been taking place, and so it was so important that this party happened. It was fantastic because, again, there we had it in a safe environment regarding germs and all the rest of it.
Pauline, Ava, Holly and Colin are all regulars at Jack Steyn.
It gives them a break, especially from Holly. She's in and out of hospital once or twice a week. Yeah, in and out once or twice a week, and it's all tablets and more tablets and finger pricks and tablets. But here you don't get that, do you? You get a run free. Yeah, Alison lets you do what you want in here. Colour, paint, draw, eat, drink, colour, paint, draw, eat, have fun. And it's just getting away from everything. It's fantastic.
And for you as a parent, how does this place?
Colour in, sweets, eat. Colour in, sweets, eat. Really good. Play the computer.
Anna is a visiting music therapist who works with these warriors and their siblings.
I guess a little bit like counselling, so a talking therapy, we're offering a creative musical therapy where you basically are building a relationship up with that child, offering them a safe space to express and explore their emotions, what they're going through. You're also giving them an opportunity to be creative, possibly at a time where everything else is hospital appointments, not feeling so good, or if you're a sibling, you're kind of they're never sidelined, but they're not the centre of attention the whole time, and maybe they're at home and they've got to be quiet because their sibling's ill, so they can come into this space that we create, and all hell can break loose, if you like. We've got a lot of instruments, a lot of things you can hit, and also we've got soothing instruments, so there's an element of relaxation in there. But I think it's a needy thing. It's an environment where people can come and they can feel like it's normal. And there's people like them that are going through. I've just spent 10 minutes on the sofa speaking to a couple of mums that I've never spoken to before, really. And the reassurance they were giving each other that, the way you feel, it's okay. We all feel like that. I have no personal experience of a child with cancer, but listening to the peer support that people get here is fantastic. And to be able to be part of that, I'm very proud that I can do this, and very privileged that I'm getting the opportunity.
Christine went through her own cancer journey at a similar time to Jack and was really inspired by him to become a volunteer and make a difference.
I'd been a teacher. I had used up my inspiration over the 40 years that I'd been teaching. Jack's inspiration was fresh, and it was in abundance. He inspired societies, he inspired to draw communities together, whether it be within music, within football, community of Mid-Calder, further afield. And who would ever have thought that the old firm would have agreed on anything? But they did at one match to chant, "There's only one Jack Trueman."
Jim has a huge passion for cycling and felt that there was no better charity to raise money for.
My youngest son Greg was in school with Jack, and that's how I sort of got to know about the charity. I said, well, I've always wanted to cycle from one end of Britain to the other, and I thought, well, if there's a charity I can do it for, there doesn't seem a better one than this. It took us 11 days, and it was 998 miles or something like that in total. I've done it twice actually. I've done it again for Alison. Rigged me up to do it on static bikes in Livingston Centre. So I done it like on the bike for John O'Groats to Land's End in 2015, and then 2016 we done it over a weekend. We cycled 1,000 miles in 2 days.
Wow.
And that was, we had 6 static bikes in Livingston Centre, and we tried to get the public involved to come and it was just a combination of mileage on a bike. So we done it again. Sponsor form out and saying what what I was doing it for. People were really generous. I mean, some people gave me £100 each.
Myself and my colleague Sarah were absolutely delighted to be ambassadors of Jack's Den.
I've also been involved in the 1,000 mile cycle at the centre in Livingston. We all turned up in our cycling shorts, padded cycling shorts may I add, and if you have ever been on one of these bikes you'll know why. But the biggest thing is really about shouting about what we're doing, letting people know the message behind the charity. There's a lot of heart in this, a lot of soul, people who have a personal connection to it, and we want to bring people on board. We want people to understand why they should get involved and why they should show support and help this grow.
And who better to tell us about the future of Jack's Den, the driving force behind it all, Jack's mum.
We've actually discovered that one massive big day in the middle of Scotland is not going to be enough, and it's not going to meet the needs of everybody. And we are now looking into funding satellite dens throughout Scotland, which would give a centre similar to the one we've got just now, probably similar size to start with, to see what the need is and the take-up is to support children throughout Scotland. Because as we know from our own experience, Jack would not have been able to get to Jack's Den. A lot of children won't be able to get to Jack's Den, so we need to look at that. We need to address, can we do some sort of online forum where we can provide online support for children and young people and families, where they can get any support they need, possibly even on a sort of Mumsnet basis, where there's sort of almost chat room, supervised chat room access for families that can't get in to the den, can't leave the hospital, or are maybe in a more remote part of Scotland that can't access any of our services, but can then speak to other families. Because I know myself, having been a very sociable person anyway and having lots of family and friends and being lucky about that still there are times where your cancer family and your bereavement family are the ones that you go to if you want a wee bit of support or just even a chat about something. So there's this sort of online support service that we're hoping to develop further. but there's also this satellite den that we're hoping to develop further. Glenrothes, which is obviously my hometown from as a teenager, and Jack's buried in Markinch, which is just outside. They are actually in the middle of doing a big initiative for Warwick Stadium, where they're knocking that down and building a big community facility. And as part of that, they are going to include a Jack's Den. They approached us about that, which was phenomenal. And I think knowing quite a few families from that area that would benefit from it, it's a really exciting time for us. The plans have been approved for that, and I think they start to build in about 18 months. So that's going to be a really, really exciting thing to look forward to. We've also got families from Aberdeen that have approached us about the possibility of one up there, and we're actually in talks with a few families and a couple of places up there at the moment to see if we can make that a reality very soon, which would be really exciting. At time of recording this, I am actually going over to see the Glasgow Hospital next week and the Beatson TCT unit to see what more we can do for them as well. We've got really, really good relations established with the Edinburgh Ward, and it's a real privilege to be able to just provide as and when required to them. But we want to make sure that we're covering every child in Scotland now. But what I would say to these families is, it sounds like a cliche, but there is actually hope for you and for your child, regardless of what prognosis you've been given or what outcome you've been given. There are people there that want to be with you, that want to support you, and we're here for you. And you don't have to fight it alone. You don't have to stand alone. You don't have to be out there in that wilderness. Come and see us. Let us know what we can do for you. And if we can't do it, we'll hopefully try and signpost you to somebody that can.